Spring Memorial Service. I'm Edna Matsuoka, and Reverend Yasuhiro Yano will be conducting today's service. Please join us in prayer. Mediation Prayer, page 2. Let us think of sacred meditation of Son Konko Daiji, serving and life each and every day. Meditation with all our heart and souls on this day, this very moment. Yano Konko Daiji Sama, Yano Konko Daiji Sama, Yano Konko Daiji Sama, Yano Konko Daiji Sama. Purification Prayer. Through the way of mediation, may our sincere apologies be acceptable to you, our divine prayer. We acknowledge our mistakes and misunderstandings, arrogance and ignorance of your divine favor. We apologize for all our shortcomings and irreverences from past generations. Guide us to amend our way of living to reflect your divine will. With a pure, joyful, and loving heart, always one with you. Kami Prayer. Reverently we pray, the brilliance of heaven and riches of earth, time grows without cease, years pass without end. In heaven and earth, the light that fills all. In heaven and earth, the truth that orders all. For this wondrous born, for these wondrous works. Let's praise the Titan of heaven. Let us praise my archangel of the universe. Kami loves and cares for all humanity, all those who live between heaven and earth. To revere Kami as a divine parent, to live Kami's infinite blessings, which is the way. Yet we not knowing the way, are lost in greed and selfishness. They suffer a cycle of misfortunes, great is Kami's sorrow. Upon the Father Konko Daiji suffered many trials in this world, but he held out his faith and sincerity. He received Kami's great blessing and began the life of mutual fulfillment of Kami and humanity. Humbly we pray. The divine heart great for us fulfilled. Konko Daiji accepted the call to mediation that leads to mutual benefit of Kami and humanity. By day he taught the way of faith to all who sought him, expounding the blessings of heaven and earth, and keeping not the coming of night. By night he prayed for those who grieved, seeking salvation for all who suffered.
and he did not adorn a day. Though years passed and the world changed, he did not waver from his task, the divine task of mediation. Thus was relentlessly attention to get the guiding principle of our daily life. The divine favor was thus renewed, and thus flowed universally, establishing a way of eternal prosperity, the way of mediation of Yano Konko Daiji. By this wondrous relation, we are given knowledge of the way, through all the hardships of this world, to take the body and soul. The way of mediation teaches us to turn our hearts to God, without regard for day or night, whether we are near or far. The way of mediation teaches us to pray with total trust. While being unaware of our human favor, we offer our sincere apologies and pledge to mend our ways. Let us give our ways today, seeking and rejoicing in your divine favor. Let us care for those in need, and guide them to the way. Let us guide those who are lost, and awaken them to a life of purpose. Kami yet fulfilled in us, we are fulfilled in Kami. May this way of mutual fulfillment be manifested in this world. May Kami's wish for true peace and the well-being of all people be fulfilled. So in whom we pray, so in mercy we pray.
Let's meditation message for the annual spring renewal service. In the sacred presence of Yano Konko, the life force Tenchi Kaino Kami, on behalf of Konko Mission Wahiawa, Yasuhiro Yano, well to say for a prayer. Together here for the annual spring memorial service on this day, March 20, 2022. We shall accept today's service as utmost expression of our gratitude and blessing we have enjoyed thus far through the virtues of Tenchi Kaino Kami, Konko Daijin, and the Mitama Spirit. With this service, we especially seek to honor and extend a wholehearted appreciation for the eternal spiritual work of the deceased ministers, family members, and friends who provide the foundations of our blessed lives. At Hemizu Konko Mission Wahiawa, I have the honor to serve this local community for 45 years after succeeding the late Reverend Haruko Takahashi, who established this church as the branch church of Konko Mission Okonuru in 1940. In the acceptance of this church, we have been received their blessings for the time of ancestors into our descendants. We receive blessings by living, and even after we pass away. The founder Konko Daiji created Tenchi Kaino Kami is the Kami who rules heaven and earth. People are born and die within heaven and earth. They cannot live outside of heaven and earth. In memory and respect toward our deceased ministers, family members, and friends, we pray that the virtue of Ikari Konko Daishin and Tenchi Kaino Kami enable the Mitama to be fulfilled and at peace. This year marks the 82nd year of the operation of the church in Wahiawa. It has been possible through the divine guidance, support all the people who have been connected to this church, and Mitama Spirit. We sincerely ask Tenchi Kaino Kami, Ikari Konko Daishin, and Mitama Spirit for your support and guidance for engagement in pursuit of the faith. Please let us help each other and guide people who live back in suffering. So we carry Konko rising in Tenchi no Kami, and be known to people that they can attain fulfillment in life through their own engagement in the practice of faith. Konko Rai related practice faith receive grand blessings by practicing faith. And not only you, but also your grandchildren, great grandchildren, and even further generations can receive grand blessings. Even the spirit of your ancestors will be able to rest in peace, because you will see grand blessings through your practice of faith. The blessings you have received stay with you forever. Therefore, you should build otherwise the foundation of blessings that possible during your life. We continue to extend our prayers for places throughout the world that are experiencing hardship due to natural disasters, crime, poverty, famine, poor governance, and environment irregularities and consequences of conflicts in the nation and in the world. Please allow us to be of service to you in helping others as the utmost expression of thanks for the blessing we have been able to enjoy. Our divine eternal universe reminds us no one is aware of the blessings of heaven and earth, which enable people to live. Come, shall our people become aware of the blessing of heaven and earth. They have Konko Daiji be born throughout the world, with sunshine in every country without exception. Please grant the blessing to service all present as well as those who could not be here with us today.
Nyauru Ajiwaki. Sayu Tomoni Haide. What did I? Sorry. Recitation of Tenchi Katsuke, page 6.
Kiani Konko Rai Tenchi no Kami Wahiawa Konoyari Kondes Konnichi de Kaname. Pray sincerely with all your heart, you will come. Kami's blessings begin within, hearts grateful and caring, in harmony and joy. Look to Kami always now, on this very day, pray. Yano Konko Rai Tenchi no Kami Shishi Nare, Wahiawa Konoyari Kondes Konnichi de Kaname. Pray sincerely with all your heart, you will come. Kami's blessings begin within, hearts grateful and caring, in harmony and joy. Look to Kami always, now and forever, on this very day, pray.
Adoration prayer, page 7. We lift our eyes in awe to heaven soaring above.
We lift our eyes in awe to heaven soaring above. Give our heavenly Spirit for us rich and deep. Living under such gifts of kindness great giving, how happy and grateful we are. The mediation of Konko does not stop for us day. The protection of the divine parent embraces all far and wide. The blessings of common flow to all generations. The way the sun and the earth is wondrous beyond our understanding. Day by day, every day, earnestly and reverently, pray for the blessings of Kami, Yano of Kami.
Shintoku Sanji 29.
仰ぎますれば天高く仰ぎますれば天高くおろがみますれば地は厚し神の恵みに生かされる身の幸いぞありがたき我が生き神の御通り過ぎ人日もかくる時のなく天地の神の御守り遠き近きの隔てなし神に尽くしにはよろずやにあまねく道で果てしなく神計らいはくすしくて人の思いぞ及ばざる我ら今月今日やり祭りてひたすらに神の御影をたたえ祭らん神の比例を仰ぎ祭らん
一度入り息を入りMitama prayer, page 12. Spirit of those who have gone before us,
You are given the gift of life in this vast and endless universe, which discharge your duties faithfully, each according to your time of years. You will be remembered eternally. Your lives reach from generation to generation, honor and salvation of our society and the roots of our family. Through the mysterious workings of Kami and the local faith, you are walking like Konko legends, respecting the will of the divine current. Yano Sensei, faith, to take the world beyond, and lift your descendants, our guardians is one of your loving people. We are young as the space of our homes, our own divine spirits. You receive this by us, each and every one. This is the favor of Kami, and help us fill our hearts as people with faith. Protect us, guide us, inject us, that we may love the loyalty, that we may love the whole generations, that we may peace and prosperity within our homes. Protect us, guide us, inject us.
一度受け入れ、理解をprepare.
To the mediation message of the annual spring immortal service. In the presence, sacred presence of Konko in the life of 20 Kaino Kami. On behalf of the Konko mission Wahiawa, I ask Iran, we want to say the following prayer. We gather here for the annual spring immortal service on this day, March 20, 2022. Please accept today's service. Sensei prayer. The Mitama spirit of the founding minister of Konko mission Wahiawa, the late Reverend Haruko Takahashi, the Reverend Asutaro and Fumi Yasutake of Konko Church of Omagi, the Reverend Masayuki Ekike Kodama, Reverend Masahiko Yashiro of Konko mission Ono, the Reverend Hidejiro Etoshi Kosaka of Konko Church of Kawanishi, and the Mitama spirit of all the people who have ever been guided and cultivated the Konko mission Wahiawa and became the foundations of a blessed life. 高橋天神の御霊の神、高橋菊御霊の神、宮本朝十郎の御霊の神、宮本朝平爪の御霊の神、高橋正ローマスの御霊の神、高橋猫の御霊の神、高橋重のフランシスの御霊の神、高橋の家の御霊の神、矢野の家の御霊の神、矢野正兵衛の御霊の神、矢野東介の御霊の神、矢野梶原の御霊の神、矢野沢井の御霊の神、矢野一郎の御霊の神、矢野信子の御霊の神、矢野正隆真心沖縄の御霊の神、矢野高彦の御霊の神、吉岩健六の御霊の神、吉岩定の御霊の神、吉岩海岳の御霊の神、山本美子の御霊の神、池本の家の御霊の神、池本茂牛の御霊の神、ポン一匹の御霊の神、松岡の家の御霊の神、松岡キャリンの御霊の神、大二郎わらびの御霊の神、海安代イラスメの御霊の神、中野健次郎の御霊の神、中野蓮の御霊の神、中野信の御霊の神、中野正の御霊の神、中野サリの家の御霊の神、竹島正代の御霊の神、竹島神の御霊の神、山本東橋の御霊の神、山本和昼の御霊の神、山本ブルース神子の家の御霊の神、山本デインの家の御霊の神、山本グエンの家の御霊の神、玉城イエスの家の御霊の神、玉城藤尾伝説の御霊の神、玉城そんなの御霊の神、井口大使の御霊の神、井口一人の御霊の神、発想作の御霊の神、発想領主の御霊家の御霊の神、広田知恵の御霊の神、広田リチャーマンキーの御霊の神、広田純子グリーンの家の御霊の神、野口洋二リチャーの御霊の神、野口ニューイエの御霊の神、野口リンハイイリスの御霊の神、アディクションジェイソン著者の家の御霊の神、風刺の万人の御霊の神、家の御霊の神、風刺の弁の御霊の神、サーニンと島田ルカの御霊の神、平本幸雄の御霊の神、平本大日の御霊の牛の御霊の神、出島吉野の牛の御霊の神、出島久子年の御霊の神、吉野吉という御霊の神、豊田弘子の御霊の神、沖本健二テレの御霊の神、沖本マーガレット家の御霊の神、広田万寿司の御霊の神、広田死の御霊の神、広田よし子の御霊の神、広田八重子フローレンスの御霊の神、広田貞子両天と広田吉和ロバートの御霊の神、吉原正夫の御霊の神、吉原ガスの御霊の神、吉原理恵の御霊の神、林田貞夫の家の御霊の神、林田仁平の御霊の神、林田知紀の御霊の神、林田素直の御霊の神、林田安の御霊の神、川田ダモスの御霊の神、川田岩石の御霊の神、川田千代目の御霊の神、川崎重の御霊の神、川崎千里の御霊の神、で、あ、与那の家の御霊の神、で、不正式の御霊の神、で、辰巳の御霊の神、安倍 ニューワールドへの御霊のアベ、レイ、アピヒへの御霊に、コリンの家の御霊、アベ、アサリの御霊、ノブシ、アベシ、ウィシャの御霊、ノブシ、イデス、スズヨの御霊、ノブシ、キューの家のノブシ、ソウジヨの御霊、ノブシ、タマの御霊、ノブシ、レイスケの御霊、ノブシ、ジーンの家の御霊、チマケンス、ジアの家の御霊、スワ、ウシ、プレスの御霊、スワ、ミスコの御霊のトーマ、シャーの家の御霊のトーマ、ゴエシ、ジェイソンの家の御霊のスワ、ジェンの家の御霊、スワ、キンベリの家の御霊、ウィハラ、シズゴの御霊のウィハラ、ヨシトシ、オーの御霊の岩佐の家の御霊の岩佐シメの御霊の岩佐イデコ、ビルデンドの御霊の岩佐イザムの御霊、岩佐マソ、リチャード、御霊の岩佐トシオ、イルバ、家の御霊の宮本、宮崎、ミノル、オナ、御霊の玉林、イデスの御霊の玉林、藤井、リチャードの御霊の前坂、あやめの御霊の前坂、広石の御霊の前坂、ドミエ、ベッチの御霊のあの塩の御霊の原田つゆ子の御霊の金重おがいの御霊の増永美恵の御霊の小原塩の御霊の上本秀夫の御霊の藤本春子の御霊の藤本伊藤の御霊の宮本美沙の御霊の宮本の新の御霊の高橋清子の御霊の高橋千の御霊の平沼さんの御霊の玉に節はじめの御霊の玉に節プロレスの御霊の梅のマスの御霊のその他清の御霊のその他清の御霊の吉永岩永よしこの御霊の有川町の御霊の柳田和の御霊の牛島綾子の御霊の古島紳士の御霊の山本アリスの家の御霊の山本マスの御霊の山本の御霊の山本照之の御霊の山本筋の御霊の大和正の家の御霊の正木大江の家の御霊の神栖義と御霊の大本義之の御霊の大本姿の御霊の大本の家の御霊のアングランちゃんの家の御霊のアーツの家の御霊のフランベオの家の御霊のウエタスの家の御霊のヘリラの家の御霊のコーンアナの御霊のアパランエリサの御霊のキャラバオサンドの御霊のモサドマキシの御霊の江口鈴江の御霊の江口最初の御霊のタガキミエジャネットの御霊のソーマアサコセシリアの御霊のソーマリゲの御霊のリゴジェイソンメランジゲの御霊のマーシャルルビオの御霊のヒューの家の御霊の平本井戸は御霊の徳本の徳本晴美の御霊のオーセン・ブレリンの御霊のウィデン・ショーの御霊のジオマル・ヤシヒルコの御霊のカンドの御霊の片岡立之の御霊の鈴木バスの御霊の養護としこの御霊のタムセン・ミカの家の御霊の北市京子の御霊の上川リーアンの御霊のライアン・アメリカン・御霊の御霊のウェバー・バスクリーの御霊のヨケパー・カイマリ・ジェームス・ファインの御霊の岡スエキ・デイビッドの御霊の岡千代子・ウィルデの御霊の秋田・フォーの御霊のペロン・マーク・ジュニアの御霊の久保・ロバーツ・エスの御霊の久保・秀子・ヘイの御霊の上中茂上中文子の家の御霊の上中福石の御霊の上中水路の御霊の大沢モスケの御霊の大沢峰の御霊の大沢吉正の御霊の宮坂ジャネットの家の御霊の宮坂クレサナオの御霊の桂ヘルポノムラのノーマの御霊の桂 けし、ヨナの御霊の桂博士の御霊のロビア宮坂の御霊の深谷オナの御霊のうちにおいありゆえの御霊のオーセンパレスの御霊のバーン・レベッカ・ジンの御霊の広政・ジャブリゲの御霊の広政・キミコ・クララの御霊の山下・キマの御霊の山本・ケイの御霊の上原・義俊御霊のコンティ・フェネリック・マイコールの御霊のサング・シェムの御霊の大山・ナンシーの御霊の大山・ウエスプレイ・初見の御霊のキャスワイン・パケコ・川内の御霊の阿波・マサイの御霊のアレン・フランシスコの御霊のゴールダン・ベルリノの御霊のテリー・アン・高瀬・シェラスの御霊の荒木・スミコ・キャスリンの御霊の井口・大使の御霊のワンダー・グリフ・ケンナーの御霊の意味は一番犠牲な御霊の坂島俊也の御霊の神寺田祐介の御霊の神根本克也の御霊の神湯口武史の御霊の神秋沢博士の御霊の神中田純の御霊の神井川清水の御霊の神石田博士御霊の神瀬和弘隆の御霊のYamina Sweet, all the people who have been guided and connected with Konko Mission Wahiawa through the course of the operation of this church in the last 82 years, and the people who have lost their life due to natural disasters, crime, poverty, violence, and environmental conflicts in the world. With deepest reverence, we have gathered here today, March 20, 2020, in observance of the annual spring renewal service in renewed remembrance, honor, appreciation, and praise of those who came before us and became the foundations of a blessed life. On behalf of Konko Mission Wahiawa, I ask you, Yano, we want to say for you prayer. Yamina Spirit, each of us has been born into this world to live through the grace and love of the life of Tenchi Kairokan, a divine parent of the universe, from the moment of conception and throughout our lives. We have been enabled to sustain our lives in blessedness to Tenchi Kairokan, a divine parent. We will begin today's spiritual food about departing from our physical existence. From the Konko Lion state, those who are living between heaven and earth are blessed children, Tenchi Kairotan. Even after death, we shall also receive the blessing of Tenchi Kairokan. Whether we are living or dead, we must remember that heaven and earth will always be our home. As such, Konko Lion showed us that there is a blessed relationship in life and death. Let us always remember the blessing of our divine parent transcend time, space, and place. Upon the Konko Line radiant, the light and the sun championship is the divine blessing. The rain, the whole is a divine blessing as well. All humans are allowed to live in the midst of divine blessings. People are born amid divine blessings. Live amid divine blessings and die amid blessings. The Mitama Spirit reverently acknowledge in the through the virtues of the Konko Line and Tenchi Kairokan, as well as all the Mitama Spirit that enable us to appreciate our blessed life. Through divine arrangement, you have been guided Konko office in one way or another. And the founder related faith begins with a fortunate encounter and twist of fate. We offer humble respect and sincere thanks to all Mitama. With best appreciation, we remember in appreciation of your work and contributions for the life we have enjoyed in the past and present. Please accept the many offerings placed before you and sincere praise of thought. We extend our prayers and thanks for your spiritual work as you help, guide, protect, and comfort in time of need. In Konko today's service, we extend our deep appreciation and heartfelt gratitude for anyone's cooperation in operation this church for the last 82 years. We pray that through your work, Mitama no Kami, the Konko faith, will be passed on from generation to generation, and the true blessings of faith will be realized by many. Thank you again for all you.
Yeah. Wishy offering.
So sweet. Yoyono yawa wanga ieno ammi wanga ammi dogo bulozu kushi deizuki matsuranda bulozu kushi deizuki matsuranda tuoto kimi oyano ammi gaji uminno bonno hanmeni ieno ashira wa shizu Ammai hatsu onno hammeni onno nari hai o hommori dasuke ammai kakuri onno miesu ai ni mashimase nomma mi o zuku shimi no mi kokoro shion ni kawarase amma vazu saki mitama no masage gusagi waye dammai Mitama no Gushibindi Megumi Tamai De Gokoro Gashiwa Makin Washi Ugo Kim Nakuna Di Haiwa Musumbu Tuna Menna Yuru Minnagu Mango Yoram Ni Hage Ni Nutome Shimme Tamai Ukaraya Alagi aide himni genni ulaya sego kanno shimma shimme tamai tui Iyonna goto oye te kammi no mikado ni mai ando kini wa kanarazu shimmo Etori tamai miu tsuku shimmi o kuomura shimme tammo wammonota Amino, ino, ino, teien naru, gashi, gomi, gata, jike,
したまえと申す。アナ不思議の御親の御霊、アナ不思議の御親の御霊、アナととの御親の神、アナととの御親の神。
息を吐いてread together the Konko Faith Art Creed on page 73 of your prayer book. The Konko Faith Art Creed. We believe in Tenchi Kami no Kami, the divine parent of the universe. Our founder Konko Daijin embraced Kami's revelation and as divine mediator answered the call to eternal mediation. Our continuing goal from moment to moment is to realize Kami within each of us. We are fulfilled through Kami. Kami is fulfilled through us. The happiness of everyone is Kami's greatest wish. We give thanks for Kami's blessings, mysterious, wondrous, and mundane. Blessings begin with our own heart filled with harmony and joy. We pray wholeheartedly to Kami, today and every day, trusting Kami as our loving parent, finding peace of mind. We live our faith in service to Kami, each other, and our world, nurturing and nurtured, mutually fulfilled. We revere those who have gone before us, spirits one with Kami, caring for us eternally. We respect and appreciate other paths taken by humanity towards spiritual fulfillment. Good Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today for our spring memorial service in honor, in appreciation, and in remembrance of our beloved people, family, and friends who have passed away. I'm pretty sure you being here is of utmost significance to the Mitama spirits, and they are genuinely happy that you are here today. Why? Of course, that's because you chose to come here. You know, when you got up in the morning, you prepared yourself, you drove all the way from far away, from like Kapahulu and Kapolei, you made it here. I drove to Kapolei the last time, and I was like, wow, that's a pretty long drive. So, you know, you made it all the way here. You could have chosen to spend your Sunday morning for yourselves, you know, sleep in a little bit more, watch a bit of TV, or do your own thing. But you instead made the decision to be here, to give thanks to Kami-sama's blessings, and to give thanks for the people in your lives who have made a difference in your lives, and people who have passed away. So you went that extra mile to do this. So there's no way they wouldn't be happy, you know? All the Mitama spirit are really happy if they came. We as Konko believers and practitioners always be mindful of elevating the spirits of the people who passed away. Elevating the energy of the people who passed away. Just because they are no longer visible, we don't have to stop communicating with them. They appreciate your prayers and thoughts about them. Just last week Sunday, I had to work, so I couldn't attend the Honolulu Church Spring Memorial Service. And so anyways, I woke up early that morning because I was heading for work, and I prayed to the altar, ate breakfast, got ready for work, and then I looked at the news on the phone, and the first article I found was a article about Kaiser Hospital. They're doing like a memorial of like a bamboo big branch, and they're having people write names of the people who passed away due to COVID on butterflies, paper butterflies. You know the one the hole punch, they punch out, it's a punch out butterfly pattern. And they put names and like a little message for the deceased person, and they would hang it on top of the bamboo tree. I thought that was a really good idea. I was like, oh, we should do that at our church. So I was like kind of looking on Amazon, and I was like, oh man, I should get one of these hole punches too. So I put it in my cart. I didn't buy it yet, but I put it in my cart. And then my husband drove me to work that morning. And you know, on the dashboard, there's like a little screen, right? And then whoever is singing, you could see the album cover, right? And then out pops a butterfly album. And on the album, there's a nice, beautiful butterfly there. I was like, hey, Clayton, there's another butterfly. And then when I got to work, on the door, like the first thing I saw was a butterfly on a patient's door. And that's to symbolize that this patient is going to pass away soon. So it's a butterfly symbol. You're on comfort care. I was like, oh, it's another butterfly. It's a third butterfly. And then I was like, I had Clayton take a bag of fruit to Wahiawa church that Sunday morning. And I was like, wait a minute. I wonder if that bag had butterflies on it. So I texted Clayton for the curiosity of it. I was like, Clayton, did that package of fruit have butterflies on it? And he's like, oh yeah, there's plenty of them. I was like, whoa. Fourth butterfly. And yeah, wait, that's the fifth butterfly? Oh no, and then the fifth butterfly is like, symbol is like when Clayton was saying that during church today, a butterfly tried to enter the church. I was like, oh, fifth butterfly. And then while I was at work, me and 3 nurse aides, we're just randomly talking about Mitama spirits, or the spirits of the deceased, in the locker room, in the break room. I was like, why are we talking about this? Why are there so much butterflies appearing in me? I was like, eating chicken skin. So I kept thinking, what could this mean? What's the message behind all these butterflies? And all these reminders about Mitama spirits. I was like, what is Kami-sama trying to tell me? What is the Mitama spirit trying to tell me? And I was like, oh, I forgot something. So usually, every year I remember to give ohatsuho, you know, the offering. I hand it to my mom. If I can't go to Honolulu Church that day for the memorial service, I hand it to my mom to offer to Honolulu Church. That day, I completely forgot to do that. And I was like, this must be it. And then, so on Tuesday, when we had time, me and Clayton, we went to the Honolulu Church to go offer our ohatsuho. And that made me feel at ease. So it was a reminder for me not to forget my roots and my blessings. because the Honolulu Church plays a really big role in my very existence. Because if our founding minister, Reverend Haruko Takahashi, didn't encounter the Reverend Masayuki Kodama Sensei of the Honolulu Church, this church wouldn't be established. And if this church wasn't in existence, I would not be here. So I really have to remember that and not forget and continue to give thanks. But I'm really thankful for the subtle, beautiful reminder. It's a nice reminder, you know, nice, beautiful butterfly. Instead of pain, you know, it could be pain, it could have been pain. Because that's also a possibility. You know, some people, they have to get hurt several times in a row to wake up. And even then, they still don't wake up sometimes, you know, like, come on now. So we must not forget the favors of the people who have done so much for us, yeah? The other day I was listening to Reverend Shohei Tsuda Sensei of the Konko Church of Amagasaki. He was talking about Mitama spirits. He talked about how important it is to elevate the Mitama spirits of the Mitama spirits to keep them at peace. And I was like, what does that mean? And then there's a Konko teaching he went to say. He said there's a Konko teaching that goes, you shouldn't cry, feel grief, or say bad things in front of someone who has died. It will agonize their Mitama spirit. Praise them instead. Then their Mitama spirits will be at peace. Gorikai II Unknown, number 19. Going back, when me and the three nurses were talking about the Mitama spirits in the break room, they were all saying that, oh yeah, whenever somebody is dying, they kind of whisper in the ear of the person that's dying and says, it's okay, you can go, don't worry, it's gonna be okay. And then after they say that, they pass away so peacefully. Né? It's like they cannot live in peace, they cannot go in peace because they feel like they're still clinging to something. Like they still feel that they have unfinished business. So many times the spirits are in this limbo and they feel like they're leaving too much unfinished business behind, and so they can't go to the next world in peace, but with some kind reassurance from the people that are alive and telling them, it's okay to go, we're going to be okay, we know that you're going to continue to watch over us. Then they can go peacefully. So when somebody is clearly dying, don't say, why are you leaving so early? Or like, you can't die now leaving the kids. Or like, you have too much unfinished business. And don't guilt trip the person that's like clearly dying, okay? Don't do that. You cannot be at peace. Saying things at their bedside will make them unhappy. And we gotta praise them instead. Praise them for all they contributed to society. Thank them for their service. I remember in the beginning of the pandemic, when there was only 2 visitors allowed. And I remember this elderly patient, he was like around 80. And he was pretty much comatose. He didn't talk, open his eyes or nothing. He just laid there and just breathed and slept all day long. And then 2 nieces were in the room. And they're just there, just watching him. And I was giving medicine. And I asked the nieces, I said, I didn't even know they were nieces, I had their daughter. I said, are you family? And they said, yeah, we're the nieces. I said, oh, tell me about this man. And they just said, oh yeah, this is our uncle. And they said, he was a really good uncle. He used to take us to Disneyland when we were little. And he used to do all kinds of stuff for us, and he was amazing. And also, I said, what was he? What was he when he was younger? And he said he was an engineer. An engineer. And I said, wow, what kind of engineer? And he said he actually helped make the blueprint for the Los Angeles freeway. And I was like, what? It blew my mind, you know. It's like the twisty kind, freeway. And he said, yeah. I said, wow, that's amazing. And you all seen the Los Angeles freeway. It's pretty crazy. Well, he was in that team to help design it. And so I said to that old man, I tapped him on the shoulder. I said, wow, you are an amazing person. You did so much for society. I want to thank you very much. He didn't say anything. He just like laid there sleeping. And you are such a good uncle too to your 2 nieces. You're an amazing man, I said to him. And then at the end of the day, before I went home, I went back to his bedside and held his hand. And I said, thank you very much again for your service. I want you to know that you are very loved. Thank you very much. And guess what? He squeezed my hand. He squeezed my hand, and I still remember it. My right hand. He squeezed it pretty tightly, and I think he wouldn't let it go. He wouldn't let it go, and I was like, oh, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." And I had to kind of like cry it out, but I was like, "Wow!" I think he understood. He heard. So give praise to people who are passing away. Thank them for their service. Anyway, that was a very memorable experience. And we assure them that everything's going to be okay. And even after the loved one passes away, even several years after, even decades after, don't talk bad about them. Continue to praise them. And that will elevate their spirit. That will provide them energy. And do things that would make them happy and proud as if they are still here in their physical form. Don't decide that since they are no longer here, we can no longer see them, that we don't have to remember them, they're gone. But because they're gone, we can talk all the crap we want about them. Don't have that kind of thought. Always be in good energy with the spirits. Go visit their grave, offer flowers, go in their memory. If you have a recipe they gave you, make it. Remember them. You have some tips they gave you, use it and remember them. Appreciate all they have done for you. Elevate the Mitama spirits. Keep them alive. You know that teaching immortality is important for humans? Immortality is when people continue to pray for you even after you pass away. So we had a Kyoten study group session on Zoom last Wednesday, and we were talking about this topic. And Yano Sensei mentioned that longevity doesn't necessarily imply the physical life that we lived up until. When you remember and appreciate a deceased loved one, you are adding years to their life actually. So I'm like, oh, I never thought about that. And that's true longevity. When you leave such a great impression on earth that people will remember you for years and years and years, man, that is actually the long life, So we are still very blessed to have our physical body right here, right now, right? So we need to maximize our experience every day. Use all our six senses. Enhance your spirit to do good things for others and to enhance your own spirit. That even after you die, someone, even just a single person, will be here to continue to call your name, to remember you. Leave a good impression on earth and do good while you are living. Then you won't have to worry about dying or the afterlife. Yeah? Thank you very much. So, when Sensei was calling people's names, some of these people dated way back to Haruko Sensei's time. We have never even met them before, but we continue to say their name, and I was thinking, like, wow, Yano Sensei right here, right now, is the only person alive that is probably even saying their name ever. So, wow, if we could continue that, then we can keep their spirit alive for more and more years. And I thought that was something so special about this thing. So, anyway. Let's continue to revere the Mitama spirit. Thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you for joining today's service. Service memory annual memorial service. This some people say annual memorial service is a grand service, a memorial service for this year, for Mitama-san. Anyway, about a few days ago, I had a message, something came up in my mind in Japanese. 親が喜んでその子が助かることはないし。This is a message I received. 親が喜んで子が助かることはない。If parents accept you in gratitude, the child can live a happy life. It's so true. The same can be true to Mitama-sama. But Mitama-sama can receive, accept us in gratitude, our life could be fulfilled. It's so true. When I was in Amagi Church, there was a sensei from yesterday. And it was a few months before after I entered Amagi Church as a Shigyo trainee. So I'm not so familiar with the Amagi Church environment. But one day, what sensei asked me, there's some people attended the services at where to parent or go home. And they had osagari, kind osagari, gift in memory of attendance. So he had so many items at the okay. So what sensei asked me, sort out to give those people who show up tomorrow in a few days. Yeah, I knew some people were very familiar, so I just tried to find sort out. This maybe this particular came, this kept nothing, this part may not have. I could clearly identify the people action toward church. This is a very small episode, but my identification of those people were almost correct. This may apply to each of you, to Mitama-sama. I read so many people, over 170 people. Some people clearly remember in everyday their facial expression. But some people I did not know at all. Before I came here, they passed away. The names are in this, but just copied it. And some of those people left Konko community, so some people, the memories are fading away. But I still keep on remembering. So some of those people are sure they attended, surely people, they are facing cancer. So I want everyone who are here today develop kind of impression, not to me, to Kami-sama and to Mitama-sama. Oh, yes, our descendant surely attend today's service. Sure attend this service. Okay, my father, he was a second generation Konko believer. He said that his one sensei, the Reverend Hideji of Osaka at Kawaneshi Church, was promoted. Never failed to attend regular church services. And he did this for over 40 years. He remembered in his speech, he just reviewed that. For 40 years, every church service, it can be very crazy, impossible. But he did, he tried to attend services. So what the sensei, Hosaka sensei, might have some kind of expectations. Now some will come to attend church every single day, every single time. So this is kind of trust relationship between sensei and not only sensei, but to kami-sama. We say talk virtue. This kind of trust relationship between kami-sama and us. So, as I said in the beginning, 親が喜んでその子が助かることない。御霊さんが喜んでその人が助かることはない。But if we did the opposite side, 親が喜んでいけない。やっぱり怒ってね。悲しんで。子が助かるわけない。御霊さんが見ておられ悲しんでおられということは子供助かっている。親が喜んでいる。御霊さんが喜んでいる。そういう関係。これ別に難しいことだよ。そういうふうになしてもらえればおかげになると思います。そうです。次の感じ。
天地界の神主に親は心にあり今月今日頼め金剛大神天地界の神主に親は心にあり今月今日へ頼め
お何ページ？Did you remember what page he ended? David didn't mark it?
No.
Oh, did anybody remember?
What was the one before that?
Did you read?
Do you remember which one you guys stopped at?
Last time, page 1. Another message.
Yeah, but David saw.
Page 1.
Did anybody remember what page what paragraph?
Probably on page
Okay.
page
書いてる
Page 3, yeah.
Oh.
He was born.
Oh, he was born. 一応書いてた Okay, good. Yes, どうぞ。
He was born on August 16, 1814 of the lunar calendar in the village of Urami. Given the name Genshichi, he was the fourth child and second son of Juhei and Shimo Kandori. a family that would grow to include 8 children. As he was born on the same day as the annual festival of the Omiya Shrine, his parents, a struggling farming couple, believed it to be a good omen. Urami was located in the province of Bichu in present-day Okayama Prefecture and was bounded on the north by Mount Yosho and on the south by the Satomi River. The villages of Sue and Otani could be seen across the river. The majority of the people in Urami farmed small parcels of land, growing a variety of products in addition to rice.
Juhei was an honest and gentle person, deeply religious and always thankful. Whenever Juhei had time, he would visit shrines or temples, often carrying Genshichi on his back. As a result, the back of Juhei's clothing were always tattered. Juhei's religious practices may have helped Genshichi develop his early faith. His mother Shimo, from the Kobashi family in Masusaka village, was a sensible and warm-hearted woman.
Genshichi had more health problems than the average child. He periodically suffered from stomach ailments that did not respond to medications provided by local physicians. At age 5, Genshichi experienced intense suffering when he got red pepper in his eyes, and the following year he contracted smallpox and almost lost his life. At age 9, he suffered from measles, and a year later he was infected with an intestinal parasite and again suffered despite receiving care from a village physician. Each time he fell ill, Genshichi managed to regain his health due to the care and devotion of his parents. The character and personality of his parents undoubtedly influenced Genshichi to become a person of quiet strength and thoughtfulness.
Auntie Sharon, you want to read the next one? No? Okay. It was in the neighboring village of Otani that Genshichi would spend his entire adult life. While Kanmo Shrine was the guardian shrine of Otani village, the majority of the villagers were members of the Jakoin Zenshonin Temple of Zen Buddhism. This temple, in addition to their performing religious services, fulfilled the government's family registration decree by keeping records of local families. The records were submitted annually to the local government.
Otani village registration for 1816 recorded 115 households with a population of 475, encompassing approximately 112 acres. The annual rice yield of 1,360 bushels. Although most of the villagers were farmers, one villager was listed as a carpenter, another as a sake brewer, and still another as roof tile maker. The households were organized into 10 units of 5 to 14 residents each. The village was led by a headman and an assistant, while civil order was maintained under the jurisdiction of Provincial Lord Maita.
Kumijiro Kawato of Otani village. He married Iwa Nishimoto of Masusaka village, 20 years his junior. He became a landowner and somewhat wealthy, owning just over an acre of land, which made him one of the larger farmers in the village. Iwa was a strong and supportive wife. Since Kumajiro was considerably older, Iwa took on numerous responsibilities, including the care of Kumajiro's younger brother Yohachi, and was the backbone of the family. However, despite years of marriage, they were childless. Likely due to their ages, 55 and 35 respectively, Kumajiro and Iwa decided to seek a male heir through adoption. By coincidence, the Kandori family had decided that Genshichi, not being the eldest son and consequently ineligible to inherit their property, should be given an opportunity for a better future through adoption. They proceeded with plans for an adoption upon learning from a relative that the Kawata family was seeking a son to adopt.
The adoption ceremony was formalized on November 26, 1825, a day believed to be auspicious. A lively celebration continued all night and into the following day. Community in Ilo were ecstatic over the addition of a family heir, utilizing the adoption as an opportunity to rename him. She was given the name Bunjiro after Koichiro's grandfather. His neighbors, however, simply called him Bunji. The Kawates were conscientious parents and paid close attention to Bunji's upbringing. They asked Bunji about his likes and dislikes, and he unhesitatingly expressed his dislikes for rice mixed with barley. Although his reply was unexpected, they responded by substituting the barley with the more expensive rice. Bunji also requested that he be allowed to visit shrines and temples on specific days. In response to his honesty, forthrightness, and sincerity, Komijiro and Dewa agreed with this request as well. A warm, caring relationship developed between Bunji and his adopted parents. As was expected of a child at that time, Bunji worked alongside his parents every day. He occasionally earned supplemental income by carrying wood for the roof tile maker. He also pushed him to work harder, often outperforming other children by carrying 3 bundles of wood instead of the usual 2.
Bunji felt uneasy and vulnerable because he was both new to the village and an adopted child. For quite some time, the local made him feel like an outsider. On one occasion, when Bunji was 12, a group of youth asked him to join in a gambling game. He declined, saying that he had no money. The others insisted. He joined them and loaned him money. In an effort to feel more accepted, he participated but lost all of the borrowed money. Bunji was severely admonished by his parents, who had to repay the loss. In addition, some would joke and tease him about his dislikes for barley rice by asking if he wanted to eat some of it. Even as an adult, he seems to be somewhat self-conscious of his position in the village and usually remain near all the audience when attending village meetings.
こんにちは。おはようございます。おはようございます。ただいま歌を4つ歌わせていただきます。We sung 4 songs。よろしくお願いいたします。
じゃあページ何やったっけ
57、信じないと。
人は皆
46.
The heart caught up in doubt and worry, I face my life every morning, wanted to shine, but somehow holding back joy and fear, swirling in my heart, till I know even one as small as I can run into someday and find a shining, shimmering, brilliant light coming from a path that never ends. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We're never alone in our lives. When down and ready to surrender, when times are hard and it seems so dark, just knowing each day that I'm never on my own gives me strength and courage to try harder. Holding hands with my friends standing by my side, swinging arms together we will walk to the shining, shimmering, brilliant light flowing from a path that never ends. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We are never alone in our lives. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We are never alone in our lives. ありがとうございました。Thank you very much. また see you next time.
Yano Konko Wahiawa Wahiawa
池上金光大師に神神願い神は心の願いやみ
何時あれ何か。
6時になったって言って
Thank you very much for joining us today. We hope you have enjoy the rest of your day. Just one reminder, we'll be having our spring grand ceremony, Gotai Sai, for Tenshi Kani no Kami-sama, the Great Life Force. It'll be on April 13th at 6 o'clock p.m. Feel better. Wednesday, April 13th, 6 p.m. Usually we have it at 6:30, but we'll be bringing back the Naorai Fellowship dinner, so we'll start a little bit more early so it doesn't end too late. So 6 o'clock p.m.